What's going on, Libra? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a wonderful month so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Libra. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. And let me tell you why, especially, Libra. Because it is Celestial News Monthly! Literally, probably like one of my favorite times of the month, Libra. It's just fantastic energy. And with this monthly spread, whenever the sun happens to enter a new sign, we're going to talk about where the planets are at and how we can work with the energies. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it, Libra. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals. Feeling lovely. There's great energy all around here, Libra. So Libra, I have oracle cards with all the zodiac signs that each of the planets are in. I'm going to put an oracle card for this deck for each, and then we'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case if y'all were curious, thank you, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested, Libra. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching as well, so definitely give them a look out there. Great intuitive group. I think you'll really enjoy them. But let's get into this little party that Leo's getting ready to throw down in his sign, because you got the sun returning to home in Leo, and then your ruler, she's getting ready to do her retrograde breakdance in Leo. I've been coming up with trying to think of different steps that the Empress does, and man, she's a real jack of all trades there. But let's get into this thing, Libra, because the sun is going to enter Leo on the 22nd of July, and that'll be about 8:50 in the evening. That'll be Central Time, and then we'll be there through the 23rd of August. And with this, Libra, with the sun returning home in Leo, it's like the energies are it's like we'll get this sense of like revitalization. I feel, now that the sun has done his lap around the zodiac, is now able to just kind of relax and just sort of be in his energy for the next 30 days. It's just like oof. And that's why I feel like a lot of the energies will be that sort of like a little bit of a weight kind of lifted off, in the sense of just like revitalization. But this is also for really great energy for tapping into like that inner child energy. Go and be playful, Libra, and tap into that creativity. And also great if you're thinking about maybe love and things along those lines. Great energy for love as well. Leo is very romantic energy. But also this is great for experiencing life and just remembering to, even in all the obligations and work and things along those lines, to make sure that we're just working in some fun too there, Libra. And then let's talk about your ruler, because she's going to be going retrograde on the 22nd of July, same day the sun's entering, and then we'll be retrograde through the 3rd of September. And this is going to be, I feel like, a really great energy for both you and Taurus, Libra, because this is going to be really like finding different avenues for like expressing yourself. So whether this be through art, through dance, through technology, through mathematics, through science, however you can tap into that artistic mind that you have, Libra. Because like I think I might have said this last week, you're more than just a sign of relationships. You're a very creative sign as well. Don't sleep on that, being Empress ruled. She deals with art, beauty, aesthetics, things along those lines. And this also is, becoming the artist of your life, Libra, with confidence, developing that self-esteem, tap into that charisma, Libra. You're diplomatic, got a way with your words. You're going to be, this is I feel like it's a very regal placement for the Empress to be in right now. She's really kind of feeling herself, and she's letting everybody know that she's the, that she's the one. But in like in a classic kind of bossy kind of way, just kind of let everybody know like, yeah, I'm the Empress. But this also is a great energy for just really discovery of self-love, really kind of do some self-care things for yourself, Libra, and all that. But Also, with Venus having to deal with relationships, and her going retrograde. Or this may bring up energies from the past as well, whether this be it can be more than just like romances, Libra. It could be, maybe maybe we haven't talked to some family in a while and maybe they've been on your mind, or maybe there's even some like old friends or like colleagues or things that maybe we've been thinking about reaching out to, or it could be vice versa. Maybe some people reach out to you, Libra. So this could be a great energy for if we've been wanting to just kind of like reconnect with others, maybe just meet out, go somewhere, maybe grab some bite to eat or go to the park or something like that, Libra. Great energy for that as well. And a lovely little perk for this as well, Libra, because depending on where your Libra placements are at, this is going to be forming a sextile with your sign. And sextiles are very fortunate aspects. They're very easy flowing and, full of ideas, but it's one of those things that it's passive energy. It's not dynamic. It's one thing to have all these ideas and inspirations and things. It's a very kind of a cerebral type of aspect here, but it's just like, it's one of those things. It's like the aces in the tarot decks. It's like, there's just that potential. Now, whether you choose to do something with that depends on how how this energy can flourish or not. So just something to pay attention to there, Libra. Get your little extra boost while your ruler's kind of in this more kind of reflective state right now. But let's get to your first card here. Ooh, look at that, Libra. We're coming up with strategies. We're reflecting. We're figuring out what our game plan is. You got the third card of Virgos here, which is the chess card. Look at you. Look at you knocking queens over there. Well, let's not knock over queens, Libra. But this is a card of strategy, planning, checkmate, grand design, thinking ahead, tactics, moves and counter moves, master plan, course of action, power play, game theory, and consequences of actions. And Libra, and maybe we are coming up with a game plan here, Libra, because a lot of the energies that were coming through was a lot of the strategy, the planning, this grand design. I feel like is what this ultimate thing is. It's like maybe for some, it's like we're thinking about making some moves here soon. Maybe we're planning to not necessarily knock someone off their position here, but maybe there's a position that might be open up for work, for example, and we're thinking about getting into that place, Libra. Kind of climbing that corporate ladder there. Or maybe some of us are thinking about making some moves for our own business here, Libra. Or this could even be a change up in because Virgo deals with our day-to-day routines and things as well. So maybe some of us are thinking about going on a new kind of fitness plan, or maybe we're thinking about taking up more kind of a spiritual path, maybe doing more meditation, things along those lines. But whatever this is, Libra, it does seem very, very calculated is the energy that I'm kind of getting, but not in a scheming type of way or anything like that. More so we're getting to this place where we're getting ready to elevate ourselves, almost kind of getting in our nine of coins type of energy, where we're getting ready to work to really embody that, be that empress. Really not just, it's one thing I feel like to just have the energy, but now I feel like we're ready to exercise that as well, really kind of show, like we were talking earlier, the empress, watch how empresses make moves. So that's, and Libra, I feel like that's a great place to be, especially with what this next energy that we're going to get ready to talk about, where I feel like the soul tribe is getting ready to get into a more kind of reflective time, especially around Virgo season. We're going to be very retrograde heavy, and just even thinking through the end of the year, getting ready to go into once Pluto really settles into Aquarius, we really are thinking towards the future. So, and if this is something that we haven't been thinking about, I don't feel like there's necessarily a need to feel there's this pressure oh crap, I'm not thinking about anything, maybe I should be thinking something. I feel like it's more so just if we're not, then I feel like this would be more of a just kind of doing a check-in. It's just seeing if what you've been doing up till this point, up until this point, have things been working, or do we need to adjust some pieces? Maybe we had gotten a little, maybe it's not quite what we wanted, but it's it was. I'm almost getting for some maybe even a complacent type of energy, where we got maybe a little comfortable, and there's again nothing wrong with that, but I feel like it's maybe thinking about kind of switching up here, really kind of challenging yourself, with chess. It's instead of playing, maybe you've been playing checkers for a while, Libra, now you're all right, I think I had enough of that, let's get back to playing, let's really kind of tap into your energy here. But let's get some let's get some tarot, get some more details on this, Libra. And sidebar, Libra, I've been telling all the zodiac signs this. I got this deck not too long ago, and where the imagery on this deck is sick. these cards are like hella long, and at first this is the first thing that I've ever had to like really practice to shuffle. They really do. It's an interesting, but I go and I need to include a link for them, so I will include a link for this one soon, Libra. I may actually do that today once I get them uploaded. So thanks for that, Libra. Thank you. All right, Libra. Let's see what we got here. All right, we working. Got that 10 of Pentacles. I'm with it. There's that C. All right, Libra. Look at you singing up with the energy there. Got this Leo energy. Singing up with your ruler. Because you got the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, and the Strength card here, Libra. And that's what I'm talking about. This is, we making money moves, Libra, with this little Pentacle pocket here. And I don't feel like it's just about, you know, Pentacles can deal with more than just your finances. And not to say we're not working on that, Libra. But this could be, again, Pentacles can cover like our health, whether that be physical, emotional, spiritual. They can be, maybe we're trying to maybe invest in some sort of like materials, maybe think about like buying some land, or maybe we're thinking about, it seems like that, because the 4 of Wands for me, this can be like a card of like, sometimes be like a card of like a checkpoint here. It's like just kind of evaluating where things at, where we've been putting our energy at with the Strength card here. And are we feeling confident with where we've invested, how we've sown these seeds here, Libra? Has the energy, you see this infinity sign up here, has this infinity, has the energy been like flowing how you want to? Has there been this sense of balance and reciprocity here with this? Oh, look at her carrying you, Libra. Got those scales there. But no, this, I feel that it's a mix here, Libra, but it's all working towards this grand scheme here, you know, thinking towards that legacy, that 10 of Pentacles. You know, what things do we want to leave behind, and how does that look like? What moves do we need to do to get there? So, I mean, this is very strong energy here, Libra, but again, it's like how I was talking with that sextile position, or sextile aspect. It's one thing to have these ideas and to have these intentions, but it does require that energy, that action to make this stuff done. And however much we pour into it is what we are going to get back. I feel like with is another thing that what the 6 of Pentacles is getting at. So if we feel like that there's any areas that we're behind in, it's like what can we do to put more into it? You know, how can we, what does that energy look like? Because I feel like it's going to be something, whatever this is, it's not that it's just going to be all just kind of like hard work and toiling. Eventually it's going to be, it's just like when you go to, when you're like building, like working out, for example. It's like at first when you go to lift, let's say like, you know, 30 pounds, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that might be a little tough at first. It's just like, because we haven't gotten into that practice yet, haven't worked that into this routine here. The 10 of Pentacles, this is Mercury in Virgo, and Mercury will be entering Virgo here a little bit, and actually that's something we'll be talking about next year, Libra. But you know, it's thinking about that routine and getting into that mindset, and it's like once you start making that a habit, it's just like next thing you know, we're lifting 40, then we're lifting 50, and it just gets easier and easier. And I feel like it's going to be, again, where it may have been work at first, but it's just like when we see the rewards that it's reaped long term, it's just like, whew, absolutely worth it. And then we get to this place where we're celebrating. It's a lovely thing here. And you know, one other thing, just kind of thinking about this energy here, Libra, that may be for some. Considering how Leo can be very romantic energy, and the Strength card here is Leo, and the 4 of Wands, this can deal with like, it can deal with marriage and things, and maybe some of us are thinking about that sort of investment as well, that kind of relationship. Maybe we're in this sort of like, it's not necessarily that we're playing games with people, but it's just like we're in this state of like, it's almost like we're treating this dating as like a business or something along those lines, where it's like we're really trying to like see, all right, who's checking out the boxes, who we're going to invest in, how are we getting along together, you know, what is this, what can we grow? It's very interesting energy here. But all right, Libra, I like that. Great start there. We're making plans. We're getting, I like that. All right, Libra. since we did get a little bit of Virgo energy here, let's talk about Mercury and Virgo. So we got Mercury that's going to be entering Virgo here, and then we have Mars that's been in Virgo for a little while. And with Mercury, everyone's getting back at home here, Libra. Well, at least a couple signs, because you got with Mercury's going to enter Virgo on the 28th of July and will be there through the 4th of October. And with Mercury being another sign that with Virgo being another sign that Mercury rules along with Gemini, this is a very it's like a very productive cycle that we're going to be in here, Libra. Our minds are going to be a lot sharper. Our power to analyze information becomes stronger. Communication becomes clear because, Virgo is very detail-oriented, very organized, very analytical. It deals with, like, again, those routines, that kind of like monotonous work and things. But that's going to be great because now we're going to be able to like crank stuff out here, really kind of get stuff done, really get this chess work, figure out all the little details and the moves that we need to make here, Libra. So this is fan. I see you syncing up with the energies. This is a fantastic way to work with this energy, and then to couple that with Mars and Virgo. Oh, one thing before we jump into that. One thing about Virgo energy is that on a lower vibration, because Virgo being the Virgin sign, it's more so about that purity and that energy of perfection, and that's where in order to achieve that, sometimes they can be harsh on themselves, because that's a tall order there. Think about 10 of Pentacles and perfection and things. So we just want to be mindful of being just overly critical of ourselves, Libra, and of others. But then you couple that with Mars and Virgo, and Mars is going to be there until the 27th of August, and this is taking that drive. Now it's not even just our head is lined up to get to work, but now it's like our energy, our vitality, our actions are being driven towards that energy of productivity as well. So it's like, really, I feel like it's going to be a very, very productive, busy time for the soul tribe here, probably over these next couple of months here. I kind of feel here, Libra. So really, especially with where your head may be at, work with this and utilize this energy to your advantage. But let's get another oracle on this. Let's see what we got here, Libra. Nice. We're growing. I'm with it. You got the 7th card of Sagittarius here, which is the White Rabbit card. And with this card, this is a card of spark of curiosity, gnosis, spiritual awakening. It's time. Heeding the call. Research it. Inner knowing. Dark to light. Going down the rabbit hole. Waking from a dream. So the energy that's coming through here, Libra, is the heeding the call. And this feels like that if you've been getting this energy of maybe these almost like, just like, the first thing that popped in my mind is like I thought about Jimmy Neutron and doing like a brain blast type of situation, but it's almost like something along those lines, like a divine inspiration or an epiphany or something along those lines. If you're noticing these, I'm almost getting like flashes or something along those lines, or like maybe even like a thing towards like some part of our brain where it's just like like I wonder like either it's like, man, I really think about I want to move to a different state, or maybe I want to I've kind of reached this energy, or I've reached this state at my job, and I wish that I could rise up, or that maybe I want to start this new hobby, or whatever this is. Maybe kind of put yourself. I'm not quite sure, Libra, but I do feel like that there's this nagging energy that may be coming through, and I feel like that's your higher self trying to get in touch with you here, like, hey, the energies are hot right now. You want to make some moves? Are you feeling satisfied with where life is right now, or do we want more? And I do feel that the energy is asking you to also just be curious, Libra, as far as exploring these instincts, these I don't know if they're not necessarily hunches, but it's just like your intuition, your gut's telling you to do something, or maybe we've been seeing signs for different things, whereas maybe you've been maybe driving around, you've been seeing billboards for traveling, you've been wanting to just wander around for a little while or something along those lines. I feel like there's something about exploring that, Libra, and I feel that there was something here like that dark to light energy. I feel like that's what's getting ready to happen. It's taking whatever these these gut feelings are and kind of bringing them to the surface and seeing what's trying to be unlocked there, Libra, what maybe new seed that can maybe be planted. But let's get some tarot on this and get some details. Alright, Libra, see what we got here. Alright, Libra, getting your Emperor energy. I'm with it. So you got the Eight of Swords. So you got the Eight of Swords here, the Emperor, and then the King of Wands. And that's on the Sagittarius card, this King of Wands here. And that's so you're heating up here, Libra. And I feel like that maybe for some, this heeding the call here, maybe some of us have been feeling. Let's say, for example, we were talking about when we were that promotion, for example. Maybe we've been wanting to do that, but there's something here with the Eight of Swords, like a sense of doubt, or maybe someone had told us that we can't do this thing, or maybe we think that we need this like all this, maybe like this training, or there's some additional things that need to be done to get to this place. I mean, it's very kind of, Eight of Swords is very much, getting that, just getting caught in your head here, Libra, like building this kind of like self-imposed prison around ourselves. And I feel like with the King of Wands here, that let's say if we have been thinking about something like that, or just any type of game plan here, there is an energy here when we talk about that, research it. Let's see if we can get figure out a game plan. Let's say, okay, you may not feel qualified to do for this management role, for example. Then what skills do we need to learn? Is there some kind of maybe there's some, and I'm sure there are, Libra, some courses we could look up on. I mean, we could purchase some courses, sure, but this could even be something where we just kind of research some things on YouTube or anything along those lines. You'd be surprised, Libra, what you can learn and what skills you could really kind of pick up with just really kind of putting in that time and doing that research, and putting in that energy and using this heat here from because you got Leo and you got Aries here, at least in the majors, to get things done. I feel like you would be it would get you to this new level. I love this Emperor. It would give you to this really great sense of confidence here, or something along those lines, Libra. But it's going to be one where, with the Emperor, it's about taking that action. Because one thing I feel too with because I've been kind of talking about this when it kind of comes up. It's like we can learn a lot from our opposite signs, and Aries is your opposite sign on the zodiac wheel, Libra. And your sign sometimes can be known for, you consider all of the options. Your mind has worked through every possible thing, and sometimes that could even lead to not making a move. Where it's just like, okay, we'll just let that one kind of pass us by. But I feel like with that Aries energy, it's like every now and again, especially when something's calling you, there's an energy is like, Libra, you're intuitive. You will figure out how to navigate whatever this thing is. But there's an energy here of just taking charge, taking a leap, even in this sense of doubt. It's just knowing that you'll get this figured out as you go. King of Wands got it. He's a little bit different than how Queen of Wands, she really is a type of she figures this thing out as she goes. King of Wands, he's at least has he knows where he has that same passion that the Queen of Wands does, but he definitely there needs to be some more structure. So, and I feel like that's what this maybe is, Libra, too, taking a calculated risk as opposed to just kind of just jumping head in there. But I do feel regardless of how this move is being made, you gotta move, when we get into that professional kind of chess games there, they got those timers, and it's just and not to say that we're under kind of pressure or anything along those lines, Libra, but it's not that opportunities go away from you, but they do become harder, I feel, when we're not taking the leap, when the energies are more potent and easier to work with here. So, all right, Libra. just some stuff to think about here. But look at you. I like this. Look at you. Yeah, so let's get your majors here. All this heat. All right, let's get some tea, and then let's talk about Taurus. Because you got Jupiter that's in Taurus, and then you got Uranus in Taurus. And Jupiter's going to be in Taurus until the 25th of May, 2024. And with this energy, this is thinking about exactly what you're doing here, Libra, with this game, this getting a grand design, this game plan here. It's thinking about stuff long term. You know, how can we, if there are any areas in our lives, because the Emperor is the fourth card, and the fours deal with stability. And that's what Taurus deals with, one of their aspects as well, that security, the foundation. And if there are any areas, whether this be in our like self-esteem, health, emotions, money, housing, whatever that's looking like, what research can we do? What things can we learn? What actions can we take to get this stuff where we're feeling good long term? You know, really, to talk about Ten of Pentacles energy, we are in Ten of Pentacles right now, thinking about that long game. So, you know, Libra, take this next, really, this next year is really, and it's not to say that, you know, because when in Taurus, it's like, you know, Taurus is considered the slowest moving sign. And so, you know, when we think about that long-term investments, you know, it's going to take a moment to build up there, sure. But that's not to say there aren't going to be little wins along the way here, and it's appreciating those little wins, because you get in those energies enough, and that's what adds up to that big win towards the end there, Libra. So just something to keep in mind there. And it's a great energy too that this is setting us up for, because Uranus has been just wreaking havoc in Taurus over the last about 5 years or so, and he's got 2 more years that'll be in Taurus. Uranus will be in Taurus until the 7th of July 2025. And with this energy, I mean, from jobs to, I mean, just everything, you know, it's how we've been operating. It's been, Uranus brings in revolution, you know, he looks to the future, bringing in change and stuff, and it's removing anything that restricts that. You know, Uranus is not about being, Uranus is all about freedom. And so if we've been, this has really been asking us, how can we feel, what do we need to do to establish our foundation again, so that we feel free, so that we're not restrained by, you know, all this stuff with like the banks and that's going down here. Or, you know, maybe I was actually talking with someone like a few weeks ago with all the prices of food and stuff, you know, going up. They were saying like, you know, stocking up on more bulk type of things, getting like rice and beans and stuff like that. And maybe we're thinking about like, you know, even gardening, or, you know, growing our own, like, let's say starting with like some herbs, Libra, even, or something along those lines. But just thinking about those, just thinking about the future and how we can set ourselves up for success. And because it's you know, with these couple more years, Uranus, I'm sure, is not done yet. It's only he's gonna have himself a ball. So let's get another oracle card on this, Libra. Libra, see what we got here. Interesting, Libra. So you got the 8th card of Cancers here, which is the Well card. And with this card, this is a card of deeper meaning, community, hidden emotions, nourishing, social resources, true feelings, support, savings, perception, sustenance, looking deeper, provided for, and consciousness. So the energies that are coming through here, Libra, the true feelings is what's really kind of coming through here. And I feel like for some, just with that energy coming through, if we've been, it almost feels like that maybe for some we were maybe making these moves. This now, because now that's kind of taking on a more kind of like a clandestine type of energy, or like we're doing stuff behind the scenes, in a sense of like, maybe for some we're it almost gives me this energy of like, let's say for example, if you grew up on a farm and always like, you know, it was expected that you're going to take care of the family land and things, but you've been kind of cooking up stuff to kind of go to the city and go become, or just move in general and just become oh, I don't know, maybe like a business person or maybe an animal trainer. Well, I guess you could have stayed on the farm, but you know what I mean, Libra. Something that's not there. That's where I feel like it's something where maybe some of us have been almost like planning on. I'm not sure, Libra. This is. It feels like that maybe for some we haven't felt that we've been able to live our authentic dreams, or maybe even really express our true feelings or something along those lines. It's like it's very interesting energy here, Libra, because the savings is something that was popping up too. So this could even be somewhere maybe we're saving up for a move. Let's say, for example, like what I was talking about, maybe with like a family, or maybe even like a relationship, or maybe this could even be something where we're thinking about maybe a move for a job, even possibly, or even starting up our own things or something along those lines. But if we do have any feelings that we have been keeping repressed or something along those lines, whether this be, and this could be with this emperor here, maybe this is some sort of like authoritative figure or something, like how it came out with the King of Wands here. It's like maybe it's just like we've reached this point where we've just kind of, I'm not sure if it's like with the Six of Pentacles, maybe there hasn't been any kind of reciprocity. It's always been about the Emperor's dreams and not your dreams or something like that. But it does seem like that maybe this motivation here is something that's going to be more geared towards your passions here. And where I am with that, Libra, all the way. Let's just make sure, though, the one thing I would is making sure that we do sort of have like some type of foundation here, that this is not just, and listen, my sun signs in Cancer, so I know how this may sound, but it's just like making sure we're not just operating from a purely kind of emotional standpoint, that we really have kind of thought about weighed out these feelings, give them that space, and it's just like feel like how we can pragmatically make them manifest. You know what I mean? That's the kind of energy that's coming through here, because I get sometimes where if we feel that we've been in this state of not having any sort of control or something along those lines, whether this being like a situation or with like a person or, you know, a group or something like that, it can get to this place of where we may tap into this Aries energy, or, you know, channel from our opposite signs, where it's just like where we do act a little more impulsively, where we know like, F it, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and again, that's fine, but I feel like that there's a different way possibly for some, maybe how we're thinking about, because there's a lot of heat here that was going down with this stuff. So just something to think about there, Libra. But let's get some tarot on this. Thank you. Hey, Libra, let's see what we got here. Interesting, Libra. Okay. That's fascinating, Libra, because you have, speaking of opposites here, because you have the Star card, Aquarius here, the Nine of Swords, and then the Seven of Wands. And it almost feels like that with the Star card being here, that some of us, that maybe we've been through, it's almost like, because right before the Star is the Tower, and it feels like that maybe for some we've gotten to this place where we either got, it's almost like that there's just like this epiphany, or there's something that's prompting these moves here, that we're trying to repair a situation. Maybe we've been in this state where maybe like our dreams have been criticized, possibly by family, maybe by friends, by co-workers, by whatever's, you know, but, or maybe this could even be, if this is not someone that's doing this, maybe we've just even been in our heads, kind of, Libra, like in this place where maybe we've been like doubting ourselves. Like, I'm not sure, this could be from like a low self-esteem thing, which could be caused from, you know, something traumatic like that may have happened in the past. But the Star card is a card of healing, you know, and this energy, just because you got Leo and Aquarius here, and we were just talking about opposite signs, they're opposite signs, and that's interesting too that the fire and the air one would come out here for you, Libra. But I do feel that it's one of those things where we do have a choice in the sense of like, because then you have the Eight of Swords. Yep, you have the Eight of Swords here too. We can either be in this place, because listen, Libra, especially you being an air sign, your thoughts are very powerful. We could either get to this place of where we could either choose to stay in that headspace to let those thoughts stay on that loop and keep us in a low vibration here, keep the criticisms going. We were talking about that being overly critical with that Virgo energy there, Libra. But, or we can get to this place of where we see, because Gemini energy, both the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords are both Gemini energy, and it's about that duality. And I feel like where you acknowledge the dark side, the half, sure, but then we gotta give that equal amount of balance there, where it's just like, or we can look at it as an opportunity for healing, for what can we do to not feel like this anymore. Because it's not like I feel like you're choosing to stay down here, Libra. It's just that sometimes the mind is a tricky thing, and sometimes we can get caught up in those loops and those doubts. It happens from time to time, but when we catch them, it's about restoring that flow that's going to boost you up again, and that's restoring you. That's where we want to get to. That's healing you. That's where I feel like we want to get to for some. And too, Libra, even thinking about these game plans and things, making these moves, that can be very stressful, especially when we're trying to make these moves. And let's say we're trying to keep this thing under wraps or something along those lines. Have that the stress of making this move, having to think about saving and things, on top of having to like tiptoe around this stuff or whatever this is looking like. That's a lot of extra anxiety, a lot of extra pressure, and we do want to just make sure that we are taking moments to just check in with our energies, Libra. Just kind of do like we're talking with the Four of Wands. I know it says like a checkpoint, but also like a check-in, just like seeing how we're doing in all this, how you're processing this. Do we need to take a break for a moment, like refill this well here, or have we tapped out a resource? And maybe too, even with this, finding someone maybe we can talk with this about this thing, because the Star card, it can be a card of unexpected help as well. So maybe tapping into those more kind of social resources, maybe talk with some friends, maybe some family, maybe something along those lines, maybe even looking into different assistances or things along those lines. But I do feel that, though, with the star, whatever this is, it's also, considering we're talking about the true feelings and such, it is following your North Star, Libra. And if the energies and heeding the call, and if things are asking for you, if it's been pushing for a change, and because you've been, it's this, whatever this current cycle that's going down has really just kind of not been the one, then yeah, I think it's staying true to yourself and seeing where that and listening to, connecting with your higher self here. Another thing with the star, connected with source and or the ancestors, spirit guides, however you connect with the energy, Libra, and in letting them guide you. So I'm with a Libra. All right, let's talk about Pisces energy. Because you got Saturn that's retrograde in Pisces, and then Neptune, their ruler's retrograde in Pisces. Well, one of their rulers. And then, let's start with Saturn. Because with Saturn being retrograde in Pisces, Saturn's going to be retrograde until the 4th of November. And with this energy, this is, and it's a good thing that we're in a game plan here, Libra, because this is what Saturn's kind of been asking us. Like, what have we been doing up until this point? How, in what ways have we been working towards our dreams, our goals, whatever that's looking like? And not even just in like career and things. It's just like, is this where you pictured yourself living? Is this how you pictured yourself feeling? Is this what all of those questions. And if we're not, it's like a cosmic interrogation with Saturn. He's, the nice thing I feel like with him being in Pisces, though, it is really a man. It's not like him saying he doesn't want you to be like trying to restrict you from your dreams or anything along those lines. It's more so just along like, it's like, hey, you have all these ideas, these you know, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles and stuff, like, you know, all we're waiting on is just for you to take that action. You know, Saturn is, I feel like this is a really great position for Saturn to be in. It's very compassionate energy too, Libra. So while we're figuring this stuff out, be compassionate with yourself as well, but also with Pisces energy being as spiritual as they are, you know, and as psychic, you know, this is a great energy for tapping into that more intuitive side, really, again, connecting with Source, Libra, connected with your higher self, because we are, oh, we're in an intuitive energy right now, especially couple that with Neptune, because I'm glad we're in this energy, because I've been looking forward to this for a while. But Neptune's going to be retrograde until the 6th of December. And with Neptune being retrograde, you know, Neptune deals with like the hidden realm, the, you know, fantasies, you know, and the dreams and the mysticals and everything along those lines. But I feel like now with her being retrograde, it's like the veil has been opened, you know. It's like, and I love that you got that spiritual card of Sagittarius there, because it's like now we can kind of peek into the, really kind of connect with Source again, tap into that spirituality, because, you know, now that Neptune's like really comfortable in that deep kind of reflective state, she like invites us to do the same, find the deeper meaning of life, and really like figure out what potential with this star that's meant to shine here. Then shine as bright, Leo energy with the sun, and it's fantastic, Libra. So really, and two, you know, this is also an energy of if we've been indulging in any sort of like escapisms or things along those lines, so that deals in Neptune's realm as well, you know, that drugs, you know, all of that stuff. So something we want to pay attention to there as well, Libra, what things we can let go. And I'll tell you what, Eight of Cups has been floating around quite a bit here, and that's Saturn in Pisces. So I feel like there's a strong emphasis on really getting in touch with self, and just like, you know, starting to think about things that let go of things that keep you from tapping into that Emperor energy and taking charge there. But let's get an oracle card on this, Libra. Nice, Libra. See what? Look at that. We're tapping into the dream realm here, Libra, because you got the 7th card of Cancers here, which is the fairy tale card. And with this card, this is a card of believe the impossible, daydreams, romantic ending, universal archetypes, hopeful, magic, unicorns and rainbows, aspire, happily ever after, fanciful, and stories we tell. And Libra, the energies that are coming through is the daydreams type of energy, and like the believing the impossible, because again, you really are. Don't sleep on your creative abilities there, Libra, especially with, I feel like, with Venus being in such a creative sign. You know, between Leo, Pisces, that's a tough one. Even like Cancer, it's a very tough energy as far as like, but I even feel like those two, Leo and Pisces, really got it as far as like the imagination, the creativity goes. And I feel like with the Empress being there, it's like, and just like paying attention to your daydreams, and then when you do kind of wander off, and when your mind gets into that more kind of, again, that intuitive space there, you know, really kind of and really, I feel like even there's an energy here too with all this Cancer energy you're racking up here, just paying attention to how you feel as well, you know, and believe the impossible, because Cancerians, you know, we're the types that we feel things into being. You know, we have such strong emotions that when we channel that stuff there, it's like that's how we can, you know, how we kind of like Nine of Cups in a sense. I feel like Cancer is very good for that, you know, like being able to attract those types of energies there. And I feel like that's where that's the kind of state that you're in right now, Libra, where you can take these kind of more sort of fanciful, maybe something that seems impossible, and turn those ideas into something more tangible, when whatever that looks like. But I do feel that it's there's an energy here of presence. I feel like that's going to need to happen here when you get in the space. Even just like keep a notebook with you, Libra, just about your thoughts. Maybe I'm almost even feeling like there's like a poetry that's happened here, like you're getting like a poetic mind or something. That's beautiful, Libra. I'm with that 100%. Let's get some tarot on that. You've been really in a space, weren't you? Look at you were writing, creating gardens last week, and now we're writing poetry. I'm with it, Libra. That's what I mean. Just like really tap into that energy. let's see what we got here, Libra. Absolutely, we're about to get to work. I'm with it. Nice, Libra. Oh, Libra. All right, there's the last fire sign that you needed there, because here's Sagittarius. So you, I feel, are in a very, just a state of really heightened creativity here, because all the fire signs, they bring, like, fire energy is really bringing in that spark of passion, you know, that drive, that because let me tell you what you got here. You got the Temperance card, the Three of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and then the Four of Cups here. And Libra, I almost feel like with this Four of Cups here, that if we've been... It almost feels like that the energies have been... It's like it's gotten, for some, it's like there's a sense of boredom or something along those lines, where maybe there's not been, I don't know, it feels like that maybe there haven't been, either there haven't been enough opportunities, or that maybe that something here's just gotten, even just thinking with the Three of Pentacles here, maybe things have just gotten a little monotonous, and maybe that's why we've been, maybe for some, in this sense of like daydreaming. Maybe if you've noticed that your mind has just been kind of out of it, there may be a need to create some, to manifest just like some of these dreams, and to really just kind of start. Could you see how this boss here is just like bending the waters, kind of working the universe's energies to their will? That's where I feel like this thing is happening. It's like, because the Four of Cups can be, get into like this sort of like apathetic state, or this like sort of like state of disinterest. And you know, when we get into that place, you know, it's a time of, you know, I feel like that's where, almost, because I think we were talking about that earlier, where there's almost like this state of comfort, or that state of predictability and things. And it's just like, when we get to that place, Libra, you know, the best way, you know, let's light that fire, let's light that, because I do feel like, Libra, you do have options, you know, with the Seven of Cups here. I feel like, as far as like what you can manifest. And this could be even something too, Libra, where if you want to, you know, maybe this is like an idea that we partner up with people. You do got a card of community here with this other Cancerian card. And so maybe this is something where, let's say, for example, at work, you know, maybe things have gotten a little kind of boring and there's really nothing going on. Maybe we think about an activity that we can come up with, or maybe some ideas to kind of liven up the workspace or something. Because it doesn't feel like, let's say if this is work, like necessarily that you're quitting your job, but it's just, you can be this energy where we're, you know, bring in some change. And then on top of that, you know how we were talking about working up towards the corporate ladder, you know, I imagine people are going to see that you changing the game up there, Libra, and then watch, you're going to, now you're in your emperor energy. But I do feel like for some also, though, I almost feel like be mindful of where we are trying to find this inspiration here, though, Libra, or like where we find this excitement, because oddly enough, this energy, this fairy tale card is giving me very kind of Neptunian vibes, where it's, you know, when we're getting to like daydreams, escapism types of realm. And the Seven of Cups for me as well can be a card, it's like a prelude to a devil moment. You know, this can get into where we look to different, like we're looking for several like different outlets to like that instant gratification, as opposed to, you know, doing something that's going to be more kind of long-term type of fix here, something along those lines. So yeah, but let me get there's a little bit more on this Four of Cups here, Libra. Let's get a little bit more on that. Libra, let's see what's going on here. Oh, then there you are, Libra. So you got the, well, one of your cards, you got the Four of Pentacles here, you, the Queen of Swords, and then the Ace of Wands here. And what's a little more heat, Libra? And I do almost feel like for some others, there's this, because I was thinking while I was shuffling that, you know, with this this Cancerian card, the Four of Cups. This is the moon in Cancer. And again, Cancer deals with like the home space and things. And I feel like that maybe there's for some, it's not that we're necessarily like I'm getting a need of just like needing to like shake up our foundation a little bit. Like maybe we've been, it's like maybe we've been on the fence about something for a while, but yeah, the Queen of Swords is kind of giving me this energy of maybe we've been sort of just like weighing these options for a while. We've been sitting on this energy, been kind of considering this stuff, but maybe there is this energy of maybe we're considering about our savings, or maybe we don't feel like, it feels like that maybe with this is like there's something that's missing with this Four of Pentacles, that we, like a resource that we feel that we need, or something along those lines. But I feel that, because sometimes the Four of Cups too can be, you see how this hand is extending behind her here? This could be like, that's like the universe like extending you an opportunity. And sometimes I feel like the opportunity can be just as simple as seeing how resourceful you are, where it's like, okay, if we feel like we have this thing we're lacking, okay, what do we have to work with at the moment? You know what I mean? I was just while watching a YouTuber not too long ago, and they were saying that in order to like start stuff, he was like, I'm doing all this stuff from my phone here, and the stuff what he's recording isn't, it looks solid. So it's just like, it's one of those things. It's like, how can we work with what we have until we can get to what we need? And it may be, again, some work here with the Three of Pentacles to get to that space. But you know, when the universe presents this opportunity, if we keep looking from this place of lack, then again, that's all that there's going to be, is just lack thereof. And then that translates, that lack of resources translates to lack of motivation, which translates to, you know, and then it becomes this kind of domino effect, and it leads to this state of doubt, and then we may go and then indulge into that escapism there, Libra. So it's just being careful of that, you know. And I feel that being mindful of not really kind of like, of overthinking, maybe even possibly with this energy here, something along those lines, Libra. But I do feel like you can manifest this thing where you believe in the impossible will happen. Because it's just like, we think about when you like, and I know this may be a little kind of a facile argument here, but like with the plane, you know, who'd have thought they'd get some couple thousand pound beast up in the sky like that, Libra? They believed in the impossible. And very much this energy gives me, definitely, there's like, where there's a will, there's a way. And when you get in that state of balance, Libra, there ain't nothing you can't manifest. I'm with it, Libra. Alright, let's talk about this last energy here, Pluto. Because you got Pluto that's in Capricorn. And he's retrograde. Everybody's about to do their retrograde dance. But Pluto's going to be retrograde until the 10th of October. And with this energy, Libra, Capricorn deals with our sense of achievement, very similar to what's going down here with this, with like Saturn and Pisces energy. But this is, you know, Capricorn deal with accomplishments and things. You know, Pluto bringing about that intense change, transformation, power and stuff. It's like asking you, what does success look like to you? You know, in whatever aspect of life that we're in. And if we haven't achieved that state that we want to, what do we need to do to manifest? You know, what stuff do we need to let go? You know, what options do we have? And then working with that energy there, Libra. And on a more kind of global scale, Pluto deals, or Capricorn can deal with like authority, emperor here, judge, and government and things. So there's going to be, I mean, there already been a lot of changes that are going down in governments, and there's going to be a lot more stuff. Pluto being the furthest planet away from the sun, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be brought up to light here. And so there's going to be a lot of change. And I honestly, too, Libra, I feel like a lot of stuff is going to be revealed about ourselves as well. A lot of internal transformations are going to be happening here. So yeah, be paying attention to this energy here. Pluto is not playing around. And depending on where your Libra placements are at, and this is going to be more so if they fall towards like the last like 3 degrees of Libra, that 27th through the 29th degree. This is going to be forming a square with your sign. And squares can form like, bring about like internal conflicts, restrictions, challenges, and things along those lines. It can be a bit inharmonious. There may be some delays in achievements, but squares are there to remind us where they can feel like tower moments in the sense of like it feels out of our control, but these situations are to remind us that or reminds us of how resourceful we can be when when faced with challenges here, Libra. But let's get some tarot on, or get an oracle on this. What a lovely one to finish on there, Libra, because this has got one of your cards here, the 6th card of Libras, which is the Repairman card. And with this card, this is a card of repair, fine-tune, heal, fix, many working parts, reset, proceed carefully, needs fixing, make adjustments, recover, skilled, make things right, mend, restore, and upgrade it. And the energy that's coming through here, Libra, is the many working parts. And I feel like that's what's going on with this, since we started with this game plan here. It's like, and that's interesting. It almost feels like that maybe even for some, and this is maybe like a rough time frame. Like, I'm just kind of what's just coming through here. It's like, it feels like that. It's like once we get into Virgo season, what I was saying is going to be, pretty retrograde heavy. I feel like it's like by the time we get into your season there, Libra, it's like we're going to have all the working parts more kind of in alignment here. There are going to be some tweaks, I feel like, that are going to be needed to be made along, of course, but it is ultimately leading to this upgrade that's happening here. You really coming into like your Queen of Swords Empress energy here. But I do feel like it's remembering that even when we are working towards those passions and those dreams and things, that there's always going to be adjustments, and it's constantly thinking ahead and making a plan and getting a strategy. But I feel like also too, even just saying that, Libra, that even though it is, we're in a time of planning and things along those lines, remember again to have that fun. Make sure find that work smart, play smart type of balance here. Where we're just doing little things for yourself. Carving out little pockets and just like self-care and activities and stuff like that, just to kind of break up so that the grind doesn't become so heavy. You know what I mean? So just something to think about there, Libra. But let's get some tarot on this. Interesting, Libra. Thank you. All right, Libra, last little bit here. There's that Tower. So, Libra, you got the Tower. And I was saying interesting because you got all three of, another sign did that too, where they got all three of Gemini's cards here, like the minor arcana cards. And those cards are pretty intense. Because you got the Ten of Swords, the Tower, the Page of Wands, and then the Nine of Wands here. And then let's switch back over here, Libra. Because Libra, I will say, with all this game plans and thinking of this stuff here, I will say just be mindful again of just getting caught up in your head with all these swords that are popping up here. It seems like we're thinking a lot about our foundation here, and it does feel like, again, with the Seven of Cups, you got options, but and that's interesting that you get Aries and their ruler here. It feels that maybe for some, it seems like that whatever this things that we're working on is going to be challenging. There's going to be times where you're going to feel maybe kind of run down a little bit, kind of not necessarily burnt out, but maybe it's almost like maybe that there's this energy of maybe like the sleep may not be consistent or something along those lines. And I feel that the energies aren't saying it's going to be like that or that it has to be like that. It's more so just like having eyes on that with these changes and adjustments, it throws the energy off. And it's just like, when we're getting into this, working towards this almost like new chapter here, I feel like the pages like represent like the beginning of, and that's interesting. It's like how you started off as the king here, Libra. Oh, sorry, Libra. I hope you can't hear that. I got neighbors doing some lawn stuff over there, Libra. But it feels like that. It's remembering when we're doing these changes and starting fresh, just to be mindful of your energies and be mindful of your thoughts, and just realizing that when we're working towards these game plans and trying to get things adjusted and stuff, that it's not going to be forever where it's like this state of like grind and grind and grind and grind all the time. So hopefully I hope that makes sense, Libra. But all right, Libra, but I think that's what I got there. So I'll take that as a sign that we got to wrap this up. It's like I go from like traffic, and then I got lawnmowers here. But I feel like that's a downgrade there, Libra. But if you like this, Libra, you know, if anything resonates with you, give it a thumbs up, and share this, Libra. You know, because this can be. I feel like this is a lot of like. This is a lot. I feel like that maybe we're taking on. It's just like we're thinking a lot. We may be feeling quite a bit. Maybe trying to keep things kind of bottled up while we're working through these changes and stuff like that. But it does. It can be overwhelming sometimes. If you do just want to feel like, just remind your Libra friends, you know, if that's something that they resonate with them, just to take care of their energy, and to also tell all those emperors out there and empresses to subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then as the group grows, I'm going to start posting like different meditations and things along those lines, like, you know, finding balance with the Temperance, or working on self-confidence with the Strength card, healing with the Star, something along those lines. But definitely check that out, Libra. And then lastly, if you have, since you got a couple Cancers cards there, if you got any Cancer in your place, not that you need them, but if you got any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards here, Libra, so I can get you out of here. And one of your cards, Libra, you got the Two of Swords here. And this is interesting, because I feel like with the Two of Swords, and then let me get your Oracle card here. Well, before I get your Oracle card, with the Two of Swords, this is, I feel like for some of us, you know, there's this energy of needing to make a decision, you know, when you got this, I feel like it's one thing to have to think about all these moves and things and have all these plans, but it's another to take that action, because especially considering too that you got the Tower and the Tower and the Emperor, Mars and Aries here. I do feel like that there is a need to think about what actions that we are going to take. And again, since you got all that heat that came through here with, you know, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius popping out here, you know, you are in a very, I feel like, kind of heightened state of manifestation here, where you can really get some stuff cooking up. But yeah, let's get your Oracle card here, Libra. Oh, Libra, look at that, you get two Oracle cards. I love when that happens. Let's see what we got here. Nice, Libra. So you got the Renew card, and then you got the Align card. And that's what I feel like it's like right now we're in this state of like aligning our energies right now, and really getting into this, really getting this game planned out, so that we can get ready to evolve, you know, get ready to get into this renewed energy, this new leveled up Libra. You know, it's just like, I really feel like there's like, this gives me, the Renew is like almost like an ascension type of energy here, where, you know, considering too, you know, you heeded the call, and now there's this like, we're shedding, because I don't know if you can see here, got this skin that's the snake skins that's shedding. It's like a lot of evolutionary stuff that's going down here, a lot of like a metamorphosis is what's getting ready to go down. But I do feel like that this is going to be a change, that it doesn't feel like necessarily that this is going to be something like, it's almost like that this change is going to be something that you're going to need to, the Tower moment that you'll need to create, Libra, that you'll need to put in the change here and make this thing happen. So, all right, I think I'm going to leave that there, Libra. Making sure that our actions are aligning with our thoughts and our words and our feelings, you know, having that whole balance there, so that you can really manifest. So, all right, Libra, I think I'm going to leave that there. So, and again, sorry about the lawnmower there. Hopefully I didn't mess it up too bad, Libra, but you stay safe out there. all these game plans and all these making all these money moves, Libra. Go ahead and tap me, because you really was working your Empress energy there. I'm with it. And you raise your vibration through the roof. Get yourself aligned there, Libra. Maybe do a little meditation on the side, because this is a lot. This changes and stuff, and that does go through a lot of energy there. So, and you do feel like you're in a very kind of heightened energy spot. So, just be mindful of that. And I will catch you on the next one later.